So cool to win here again. I won here 7 years ago for my first Cup win, so awesome to be back. The crowd, you guys are amazing.
When the 12 jumped on that stage that we won, that put them in front of us, and certainly was going to be hard to pass. And just not enough laps, really, of green there towards the end.
Some frosty flakes. I had. Is that what you mean? Is that what?
No,
that's an American thing.
Beers.
Oh, Frosties. I was like, frosty flakes. Yeah, with a bit of milk and beer. I don't drink alcohol.
When they're that close, it's really hard not to think about them because you got to be a little bit protective the whole time because they're. I just didn't want to battle with them. I wanted to stay in the front. So you try, and if you can get a little gap to where you don't hear them in the corners, then you can kind of run your own race. But up until then, you're just kind of stuck.
Can we start this interview now?
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
Hey, Freak Nation. Again, we're doing some magic for you tonight as Ryan Blaney gets his second win of the NASCAR Cup season. That's 12 wins overall, his second win in Pocono. Crash, Stat, Richard C. Suave, yours truly. Richard C. Suave from a hotel, Monterey, California, as he was hanging out all day for the Moto America Superbike races going on. Of course, what you saw on MAV TV. Statman in Columbus, Crasher, and yours truly here in Phoenix. And, of course, our big-ass syndicate up there in San Francisco putting it out there on the Freak Radio Network. It's how we roll here in the Freak Nation.
Nationwide.
Yes, we are. In this show, if we can get to all these pilots, drivers, then, my goodness, we are 24 years old when it comes to Speed Freaks. We're going to hear from Ryan Blaney. We're going to hear from Denny Hamlin. We're going to hear from Will Power, your IndyCar Series winner from Day 2 at Iowa. He'll be here. Speaking of Day 2, Josh Herrin, Superbike winner from Day 2 at Laguna Seca. He'll be here in the Freak Nation. We also hope to hear from Scott McLaughlin, your Race 1 winner from Iowa here in the Freak Nation, and the ultimate fill-in when it comes to the NASCAR Truck Series, the IndyCar Series, and anything else that Connor Daly gets a phone call. Connor Daly, who sat in the seat for Jack Harvey today at the IndyCar Series, he will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Oh,
would you say Connor Daly is the modern day Mimo Gidley?
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. I was waiting for Kitty to stop talking, so I'm not married to him, so I can't interrupt him like you.
Yeah,
can.
just say, hey.
Yeah, do you think, again, Mimo Gidley, if you're not familiar with this guy, at one time he carried a seat in his car whenever he traveled, just in case he got the phone call. And Connor Daly, you're right. Maybe he just carries his. In the interview that we have with Connor, he talks about, thank you, Roger Penske, for allowing me to jump on your plane to get to Iowa. So does he check? Does he carry on his seat? I don't know.
On Roger's plane, everything's a carry-on.
And did I forget? Chicago Street Course winner Alex Bowman.
Oh, yeah.
Will be here in the Freak Nation. Got himself a top 5 in Pocono. And Stat, Crash, Suave, and I'm asking you, Freak Nation, that's the problem of coming off Chicago, the Chicago street race, where there's so much fire and fervor and this dividing this, and he should have done that, and it's just madness of the Chicago street course race. And then we have the freaking tricky triangle of Pocono, and I'll be curious what our friend Jeff Gluck comes up with. He always asks on Twitter, was this a good race? I can promise you that 65% of you say Pocono was a good race.
Or was not?
Was. Richie, go on Jeff Gluck's Twitter account right now, and I can promise you that there's the odds are, Crasher, that the majority are going to say it's a good race.
Really?
Yes. I mean, Statman, compare this race to Chicago.
I'm not going to go with that, but I'm interested to hear what
Statman's falling asleep.
Yes.
You bang him on the head, wake up. Think about this. Think about being Pocono. And again, just a snoozer. You got to follow Chicago.
More often than not, Pocono is a snoozer for the stock cars. We could go through the 24 years that we've been doing Speed Freaks and count on maybe one hand of an enjoyable or at least an entertaining NASCAR Pocono weekend.
And Stat, Crasher, Suave, I'm going to be honest. You guys know this. Up until about 7 days ago, this was going to be a pre-recorded show. It was going to be a re-air because NASCAR going to to Pocono is a sleeper. Mm-hmm. And again, we know what the 800-pound gorilla is. It's NASCAR. And we got to find interesting hooks to talk about when it comes to NASCAR, to keep you glued to the screen, to keep you glued to the radio, to keep you glued to the podcast. But
to show you how much of a snoozer it was, the last, 25 laps, nobody could get close enough to each other to even fake a yellow flag.
Oh, jeez. So could we just have a snooze competition? Which was snoozier this weekend, IndyCar or NASCAR?
Well, what? Hold on just a second. To get back
to wait a minute, Kenny. The better example would be NASCAR Pocono or Jacksonville, Atlanta.
What?
Which was the biggest snooze?
The Super Bowl from years ago?
No.
Jacksonville, Atlanta? Come on.
No, that was Atlanta Patriots.
Why Jacksonville and Atlanta?
Yeah, why Jacksonville, Atlanta?
Because that's guaranteed to put you to sleep. Guaranteed.
Yeah, that's the game that the NFL puts on overseas every year in London. That's the game they put on at 6 a.m. West Coast time because they know nobody's going to watch it.
It's the best. It's better than sleeping pills. It's guaranteed to put you to sleep.
Well, I lost my freaking train of thought. Let's go to Richie. Maybe I can find it here in a second. Richie, what's Jeff Gluck's?
You always ask me this. You ask me this every Sunday night during the live radio show, and Jeff always puts out the polls on Monday morning.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now our old brains can remember.
Jacksonville, Atlanta. There you go.
Aaron Cody Campbell checking in with us saying, yep, Pocono's a good nap race. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. In fact,
is this where I enter now that NASCAR is up on its Brickyard weekend? Is this where I enter the dialogue of, the debut Brickyard weekend, 1994? I fell asleep, turn one in the grandstands. Are we going to have back-to-back snoozers?
Dig this. This is what you got, Freak Nation. You're right, Crasher. You got the Brickyard next weekend coming up on Sunday. They're back on that big-ass oval coming off of Pocono, which came off Chicago. I applaud NASCAR for getting in the head of Ty Gibbs, crew chief. Blow the engine, drop the oil. We'll drop another $500,000 into your bank account. Over.
Is that how it happens?
Just like that's how it sounds. That was cool. Just you come off such a high with Chicago. We got Pocono. We've got Indianapolis, the Oval, and then we go dark for 2 weeks with the damn Olympics. Let's reset. Thank goodness that's right, IndyCar, where I think I passed more gas over the weekend that they had passes on the freaking track. I know I passed more gas over the weekend.
And remember, I'm his wife, and I'm going to also say that that's absolutely the truth. I can verify that. I vouch.
Richie, thank goodness we had the super bikes and the baggers at Laguna Seca providing passing and some intrigue when it comes to racing.
Not in race one.
Okay,
not in race one, but yes, with Richie out there for race two on Sunday, yes.
It was terrific. If you didn't catch it on MAV TV, you should have tuned in for race 2 on Sunday. It was an epic 4-way battle all the way until the final lap for who was going to win. Josh Herrin came out on top. He now leads the points, and he's going to join us coming up later in the show. And this was my first time at Laguna Seca, and I went out to the corkscrew and was watching these guys go 160 miles an hour plus or whatever they were going in that corkscrew with their knees riding on the pavement, going through those turns. Just so freaking cool, man. It was just like, these guys are nuts. Nuts.
And so precise, so good at what they do. It's insanity. They are this close to just completely crashing out like Bobby Fong did in the first Superbike race on Saturday. But yeah, they're just amazing. Motorcycle riders are incredible athletes.
So there you go. We've got a 20-lapper Sunday afternoon. Laguna Seca, Superbikes on MAV TV. And then we have an epic sleep fest when it comes to Pocono. What do we got coming up for? We went through this last year at this time.
Did it? Huh?
Talking about the road course at Indianapolis. It's run its course. Put them on the oval. Why? It's going to look cavernous with the amount of people that are there.
I will be there next weekend, and I'm only partially looking forward to it. I really thoroughly enjoyed the combined weekend of NASCAR and IndyCar, both on the road course. It was a party atmosphere. So many families came out and had fun on the grassy mounds and just picnicked to watch a little bit of IndyCar here, a little bit of Xfinity racing here, and then the next day coming back for a fun Cup day. I am so bummed that is gone. And I remember the old oval races at the Brickyard, and I'm not really looking forward to what this year might bring. I know the car is completely different, but I also remember that these races were not that good.
Again, looking at the latest from the 2025 schedule, there's not a Pocono date from what I see, from where I am here. I do not see the Pocono date confirmed if it's going to fall in line to what we're talking about at this point. But regardless, oh hell, we got a break. My goodness. More Freaks coming up. Speed Freaks Pits on the Lucas Oil Studio.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive style. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500, only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Thank you, Lucas Oil, for making this thing possible. Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com to find products for inside your engine, outside your engine, the exterior of your car, and inside the interior of your car. Go to lucasoil.com to check out a line of products to keep that hot rod down in the garage, out there baking in the sun, or in storage, fat and happy whenever you get out there to cranking it up. Go to lucasoil.com. We've got to run the obligatory sound bites from Pocono. And if you're just now joining us here on MAV TV, live on YouTube, the Freak Radio Network, Facebook Live on every partner that we've got, we're talking about how boring Pocono was. You come off the excitement of Chicago, which, by the way, we're going to have Alex Bowman here in the Freak Nation, and Will Power will be here in the Freak Nation. Coming off Chicago, going into Pocono, and then you go into Indianapolis next week, the behemoth of an oval. But the obligatory sound bites from Ryan Blaney after his second win of the season in the NASCAR Cup Series, his 12th win of his career. Ryan Blaney here in the Freak Nation.
Boy, Ryan, a month ago, you guys had 0 wins, 2 in the last 5 weeks. What has clicked?
Well, I think just, things are really kind of falling into place for us. I feel like we've gotten to a great place on speed the last 2 months especially, and I feel like we honestly had a couple races slip away from us, which I thought we had a good shot at winning. So it was nice to just stick to the plan today, and kind of our plan was just try to have track position at the end because I knew our car was fast enough. So we're super proud of Jonathan, the whole 12 boys. I mean, the Wabash Ford Mustang was amazing. Appreciate Menards, Body Armor, the Worth Group, Advanced Auto Parts, Dex Imaging, everybody who makes this possible. It's so cool to win here again. I won here 7 years ago for my first Cup win, so awesome to be back. The crowd, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for being here all weekend.
Wake up. Wake up. If that soundbite didn't put you to sleep and your alarm was the crowd going bananas for one of the most vanilla sound bites we've had in 2 or 3 months, again, what do you do? How do you have the obligations to go to Pocono? I get it. You have the obligations to go to the Brickyard, but why? Why?
Well, one reason was because the director of the TV show fell in love with Blaney's fiance and put her on the screen as often as he could.
Our daughter even asked about that. Our 10-year-old daughter. Why is she on there? Oh, wait. Oh, eight.
Ryan Blaney on the importance of Pocono. Another obligatory soundbite from NBC and NASCAR for one of the top 5 most boring races of the year with NASCAR.
I was going to ask you, you and I talked about how important this place is to you. Would 9-year-old Ryan Blaney have believed when you were winning quarter midget races out there outside of turn 3 that you would have now 2 Cup wins here?
No, at the time, I just wasn't thinking of that. I was trying to figure out how I was going to have fun that weekend and how to win that night. And no, I mean, it was super special 7 years ago to win here with the Wood Brothers. And it's just a special win here today. You love tracks that have special meaning to you, places you get your first win and things like that. So this place means so much to me. My fiance, a ton of her family's here, so I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see Gianna's family. But yeah, just so proud of the effort.
Apparently, follow the producer over to find your family. I kid. But what's with the number 12 today? Roger Penske's number 12s both won today. Will Power and Ryan Blaney, and both of those races were snooze fests. This was not a great day. This was not a great weekend to showcase motorsports. And I hate saying that as a motorsports fan, because in the dog days of summer, you need motorsports to rise up and say, look at what we got. You don't need all football in the fall. You can still tune into us, but not when you have races like the IndyCar Hybrid put on a doubleheader at Iowa that had almost next to 0 passes for position. We'll get to that a little bit later in the show. And then Pocono, which is always historically a snooze fest for NASCAR. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing as motorsports in general? In the summertime, we should be beefing up these events. And instead, I see this downward trajectory, like Kenny alluded to earlier, into a 2-week break for the Olympics where there's going to be nothing motorsports
How
related.
do you carry excitement, Stat? Suave, how do you carry excitement for the next 4 weeks? And then in August, when they pick back up, going, remember that Pocono? Remember that Indianapolis Brickyard? Oh, you don't. But you remember Chicago, Stat?
Do you?
Winner girlfriend in some short shorts and put her on as often as you can. And, guys, who is that? And everything from 10 years old to 90 years old sit up and who is that?
Stat man with a little bit of tongue in cheek there, but more so he's for real. If Statman was producing that show, he's going, my God, give me something to keep the audience glued to this TV.
True.
Oh, there's a good-looking person over there. Let's lock that camera on her for 30 seconds to talk about her. We can't find Billy Bob with his big-ass belly sticking out with a freaking New York Jets logo on his hairy belly.
What is going on with us tonight?
Look, who put this freaking thing together? We're going to be live next week. I'm not apologizing for it, but it's the Brickyard, and that's what these drivers keep talking about. Wait in the Brickyard. I get that, man.
Kiss the bricks.
Kiss the bricks. But my gosh, fans in the stands, fans on TV.
And activity on track. We don't know if this car will be different than the last time they raced on the oval, entertainment-wise.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Here's a solution that NASCAR has starting next season. In case you guys forgot, and you guys probably did, and I think most people did. Starting next year, NASCAR is going to introduce this 5-race in-season tournament with a $1 million prize at stake. 32 drivers are going to be placed in a tournament-style bracket, and it's going to take place over the summer, starting in June at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we still don't know the rest of the races that are going to be included in that, but this is what you're talking about. Smack dab in the middle of the summer is a bracket challenge for $1 million. Is that enough to get fans to tune in? It's a little bit different.
Here's the deal. They got Michael Jordan already in NASCAR. Maybe with this in-season tournament, they can get LeBron James and put him out there. And
he knows a lot about winning in-season tournaments.
It worked for the NBA. Maybe it could work for NASCAR.
Really? Did you watch the tournament, the NBA tournament?
It doesn't matter who won or lost or how boring it was. It had LeBron James, and people watch LeBron James. If they can put Michael Jordan out there, and they can get LeBron James. Have Bronny on one of the his son on one of the pit crews.
Listen,
he could do that as well as he could play basketball.
Hey-o. Nice job, Stat. Yep.
Oops.
Good boy. So again, I'm not being critical of you if you thought Pocono. Yes, I am. Don't lie to yourself. Ryan Blaney fans, it's cool that your driver won for the second time this year.
Second time in the last month.
Yeah, second time in 5 races. Yeah.
My goodness. What a...
That's Richie, just put it out there. Which race was more boring? IndyCar or NASCAR? Just put it out there.
It's already out. You can go vote at SpeedFreaks on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because seriously, the fan bases of both motorsport series are just beside themselves.
I'd argue IndyCar because you had 2 snooze fests in one weekend instead of one.
True. And the 2 of them added up to 500 miles, whereas today's Pocono was just 400. So, yeah.
I would rather watch a 90-minute repeat of Shakira's performance in between halftime of Argentina and Colombia than 78% of that Pocono race.
Or the video of Metallica in Mexico City. That's incredible video.
Let's just drop. What would you rather watch in the place of Pocono? What deep dive would you have to take on YouTube for 3 hours to where you would completely obliterate any viewing of Pocono? Well, good luck. You got to find the same damn channel next week when you have Indianapolis. Hey, Freak Nation, Will Power. Crasher, let's move your pit news and notes.
Okay.
We've just been obliterating everything that's happened in motorsports
We'll
already.
do it the second hour.
We're
fine.
Okay.
Everything was boring anyway.
Alex Bowman coming up. Will Power, your IndyCar winner from Sunday afternoon. He'll be here. Coming up next, I got to ask you, does he know what a Frosty is? We'll find out. More Freaks coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios. And right here on MAV TV.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race. It's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
All Freak Nation. Some advice? Go to GeneralTire.com to check out a brand new set of tires for you and your hot rod. It's crap hot out there. You need a new set of General tires on that bad boy. Or you can follow the Freaks on Twitter at Speed Freaks and be a part of Beat the Freaks every weekend. And if you beat us, you'll take home a set of General tires. But my suggestion, go to GeneralTire.com. GeneralTire.com to find the tire for your righteous ride. General Tire, GeneralTire.com. Willpower, friend of the Freaks, been coming in here for 2 decades, back in the old champ car days, whatever the hell it was called back in the day. He won himself a race on Sunday afternoon, the second race of Iowa IndyCar. And again, willpower is just legit willpower. He joins us now here in the Freak Nation. Speed Freaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios. Freak Nation, it's good to get willpower back in here for numerous reasons. One is one of our favorites, one of our OGs as we celebrate 24 years of Speed Freaks. But we know how hot it was over the weekend in Iowa. IndyCar winner for Sunday, willpower here in the Freak Nation. How much weight does willpower lose in a race like this?
Because you have the water bottle, like you're drinking, which I didn't drink. It's hard to drink, like, because it's you rarely get a rest. You're always in a corner. But I haven't weighed myself. I don't know. I don't think it's all that much, actually. I think you're just exhausted. Like, you're physically exhausted. You are dehydrated, but it's not like you lose 20 pounds or something. You probably lose 5 pounds. But, it's to do 2 races in 12 hours at this place, that's hard work. Hard work.
There are big-time marathon athletes, long-distance runners that will prepare for those long distances weeks in advance with food, hydration. What did you do to prepare, knowing that this was going to be a hot SOB over the weekend? Anything particular, like some Frosties?
Some Frosty Flakes. I had. Is that what you mean? Is that what?
No,
that's an American
beers.
Oh, Frosties. I was like, Frosty Flakes. Yeah, with a bit of milk and beer. I don't drink alcohol, so but I did have some champagne on the stage. I had a swig of it, and I actually felt it. Like, when you never drink, you just have a swig of that, and you're dehydrated. Like, just one mouthful of champagne, and like, yeah, I'll be hungover tomorrow.
Well, you could just tell things were different as you got out of the car. I mean, granted, we had a crash that we didn't know what was going on in the backstretch, but when you got out of the car, you seemed, maybe tired's not the right word, but you seemed a little bit relieved, a little bit tired, all encompassing, first oval win in 5 years.
Yeah.
What was inside that helmet? What was going through your head at that moment?
Yeah, it was a bit like what you said. It was like tired, but relieved and happy. And then it's like, man, I can't wait just to rest, but very hot. I tried to win this race this is my 18th time. I've been trying to win this bloody race. I finally did it on a day where I thought I would never do it. I was like, I'm 22nd, but we got to do this, big feel safe strategy to see if we can make something of it. And we did. So yeah, happy for the guys, because it was my fault yesterday. I unbuttoned the PLC, the pit lane speed limiter, accidentally and got a speeding penalty, which ruined our day, and it's all my bad. And no better redemption than some winning.
Willpower, winner, IndyCar, Iowa Sunday. What is it about ovals? I was going to ask you something else, but the first win in 5 years, what is it about oval that a 2-time champion and Indy 500 winner? What's the mindset that you have when you pull out onto an oval?
It's funny. Like, I've had a few seconds in there, I've just come up short of winning. So, I don't know. We don't, obviously it's basically a third of the schedule now. And honestly, Newgarden has won every single oval race for the last 2 years. So, and 2 Indy 500s included. So he's sort of been just taking the wins away. So thank God they resurfaced this track, get him out of the equation, give someone else a go. But yeah, it's tough to win in this series, let alone being on an oval. But when you have fewer of them, and you have Newgarden in the series, and then it becomes really difficult.
You mentioned fuel safe when you got out of the car, that was your mindset from the very beginning. That takes a lot of discipline. You're not the guy that's known for fuel safe, but you did it today and came from to win.
Yeah, I mean, I always fuel save. It just hasn't worked out recently. Like, that is my normal thing. I always go straight into fuel save if I cannot pass. And I'm, like, usually one of the best in the field at it because I've done it for so long. You know, I've done it since 06, you know, in Champ Car. It was just everything was about fuel save. So a lot of miles under my belt on how to save fuel and go fast. And that was my goal from the beginning, was to go longer than anyone, try catch a yellow through that sequence, because I thought that's the best chance that someone is going to make a mistake is on the aprons and on the outlaps. So that's exactly what happened. So it was well worth it.
Hi, Will. This is Henry. I saw you doing a hand movement in the pits. Yeah. What was that all about?
My hand movement, my hand was going numb. I was just trying to get feeling back in it. I don't know. I might have to have that operation where they do the, what's it, carpal tunnel, whatever it's called. Like I was doing it in the race car on the straights. I'm like,
arm pump.
I could hardly feel the buttons to come into the pit. So I was like, I got to get my hand to get feeling back in it because I could not feel my hand. And that's why I was shaking it. I was like moving it, trying to get my arm to come back awake. It looked weird. Everyone's like, yeah, he's just jamming out to music in there. Just sort of like, what's he doing? Like, it's just like all these weird movements. I'm just going like this down the straight with my hand. It's so strange. But I thought if anyone's seeing this on the onboard camera, it'd be like, what is this guy doing? One-handing and moving his hand up and down, trying to move the wrist, then quickly turn the wheel. Yeah, he just kept going completely numb.
I didn't know if that was a sign to your wife that you were thinking about her during the race. You know, how somebody will point to their nose, like, I'm thinking about you, babe, or if that was just a signal to your wife or your
just
kid.
Like giving signals to my wife, like, everything's going great. We're doing well. Yes, doing really well. The signal, babe. I'm trying to give you the signal. Just give me the radio or something to let me know you saw that. That's why I kept doing it. She has a radio and she didn't click up and go, yeah, I see you're doing well. Just keep going. Put your hands on the wheel, would you?
Just win. Just
right.
go win.
Hey, the last thing for you, have you ever used fuel save in your marriage?
I have, actually, to get home from, like, if I've been, like, late for something for Liz and I haven't filled the car up, I've been able to just sit back, get in the draft of a big truck and save fuel. And get there on time so my wife doesn't go, you're always late. That's it. It's all over. So, yeah, I have.
Well, we're happy for you, man. It's always, I say it every time, but it's fantastic when you roll in here. You're an OG here in the Freak Nation, celebrate 24 years, and we're happy that you've been a part of most all that, buddy.
That's a long stint. Yeah, it has basically been, I didn't realize when I first went on the show with you guys, I don't know what year it was, but I've been in IndyCar 20 years, so it's probably, been on your show for like 15 plus years.
Wow. Buddy.
Because you guys used to ignore me. It's like, this guy isn't very good. We can't have, no, I'm just kidding. I can't remember. I don't. But
we
if I go
love
back.
That green and yellow car, that Champ Car green and yellow. We love that car.
Oh, did you guys ever have me on when I was driving that day?
Yes.
Oh, that is nuts.
What sold it, though, Will, was the dog and the brown blanket. That was what made you a member of the Freak Nation.
Oh, that bear rug thing?
Yeah. Bear rug.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bear rug. It's like, because I love animals. I couldn't kill an animal. So if it was, I would never buy it. If it was,
Good. Thank you.
So I doubt that was any sort of animal hide. It'd be some sort of artificial thing. Because I can't stand the hunting thing and all that, you know.
Yeah, boy.
Same.
Well, go get your IV, man. Good luck in Toronto.
You got it. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Who doesn't love them some willpower?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
He's just good. I love how he said, it's about time we get Newgarden out of the dominance of this track.
We weren't even, I don't think we were recording, but when they cut to us after all the other people that he was doing interviews with, he cut to us and his face lit up and he says, "Oh no, here they come."
That was pretty cool, actually. He goes, "Oh no." Yeah, that was.
Well, didn't Alex Palou say that last week?
Palou did the same thing. Yeah, that's the response we like. We're like, yeah.
All right, Freak Nation, a hell of a show. We're going to make this show so much more entertaining, and we have so far, than Pocono.
All we have to do is turn it on.
Alex Bowman coming up, and Josh Herrin, Day 2 Superbike winner from Laguna Seca. Plus, your stat man, Scat. More freaks next.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, "Oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race. It's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate, Illinois.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
In the midst of all the dark headlines and dark times, I chose to get lost a bit on Sunday. So I turned right onto the Freak Nation's Highway 1, our third show, and a man who's been a friend since that night, Abel Ibarra. Abel will forever be the OG of sport compact drag racing. He made Mazda rotaries sing in harmonies few have before or since. One of his early cars, a tiny R100 coupe, was in the NHRA Wally Parks Museum in Pomona for months. It'll still make an appearance in a Mazda dealership here and there. His RX-8, though, was magnificent and blisteringly fast. The best memory of Abel was going to dinner with him after an appearance on the show. He ordered pancakes and a glass of milk. He looked at our stunned faces and shrugged. "What? I like milk." It was Abel, forever his own man. Between the milk and his racing pigeons, there is no other. He's the prototype and the standard. I talked with Abel about a year ago, and it was like we'd never lost contact for 2 decades. I needed that trip. You can't ask for more from a memory. Peace.
Your Statman Scat, brought to you by our good friends at MAV TV. Unparalleled live motorsports, live on MAV TV. You betcha. We've said it before, man. It's your go-to source for motorsports with MAV TV, including some of the baddest on two wheels in the World Superbike Championship Series. And leave it to MAV TV, taking it to the dirt for the always entertaining Speedway GP. And, of course, MAV TV is your home for North America's best motorcycle road racing series in Motor America. You saw it Sunday afternoon on MAV TV. Go to mavtv.com for the most up-to-date information on live racing coverage only on MAV TV, the home of Speed Freaks. Your Statman Scat, brought to you by our good friends at MAV TV. Richie, what's the latest on our poll at Speed Freaks on Twitter, comparing Pocono to, all right, both races in Iowa for the IndyCar series?
It's getting close. It is very close right now. At Speed Freaks on Twitter, we are asking, what was the more boring race, Pocono NASCAR or IndyCar at Iowa? NASCAR leading 51%, IndyCar 49%. We did get some responses from Christopher on Twitter that were great. He said at 2 votes, it was 50-50. Then all heck broke loose right before my very eyes. Subjective, controversial, accurate, democratic, none of the above.
You get it.
Yes.
Crasher, you're going to have to help me out here because you are the analytics genius, at least in this house. And the 2 races that we saw this past weekend, and our friend Jessica Peters, who is there covering some of the race for us, saw it as well. And in Iowa, thank you. And shared some stats with us. This is not Iowa that we're used to. Oh, this is not the Pass Fest that we're used to. And Crasher, a lot of people are blaming this new car, this new power plant, right?
Including drivers, yes. Because there's added weight, the downforce has changed. None of this is matching up with the tire, which apparently is too good. And then, of course, throw in the partial repave that Iowa did before the NASCAR weekend. It's produced, well, Mid-Ohio wasn't even a great passing race. If we're just going with the statistic of passing, Mid-Ohio wasn't great last weekend either. But here, this is just interesting to me. Let's just compare Iowa races. Last year was a doubleheader. This year was a doubleheader. Go ahead and put the graphic up. Nathan Brown compared race 1 of 2023 to race 1 of 2024. As you can, if you're watching us on TV, you could see it on the graphic. 2023, 1,500 total passes, 319 of them for position. Fast forward 1 year, this year, Iowa race 1, only 192, down from 1,500. 192 passes, only 100 for position. Well, it got worse when it came to race 2. Race 2 in 2023 had 1,168 passes, 379 of them for position. So slightly less on the passes, but for position, that went up. And then 2024, 204 total passes, of which Will Power was, 22 of them? And 95, less than 100 passes today for actual position. On track, that is.
Statman, you've got drivers and quietly some team owners quietly talking about just going and scrapping this hybrid for the rest of the year because it's provided absolutely zero interest in watching a couple of races so far.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, Will Power found a way to pass a bunch of people, and he won the race. So he didn't depend on anything other than he set a plan, executed it, and ended up in the victory circle. Some of the other people, now I will admit that some of these other drivers, maybe they didn't get a chance to work with the new hybrid system like the Penske team and the Ganassi team did. So they don't know how to utilize it, maybe like Will Power or Scott McLaughlin did yesterday or Saturday. So, but how are we going to tell anything from 2 weekends whether or not the thing works? And you ready to scrap it already just because you had one bad debate? Come on. You got to be able to work with it and figure it out. And you can't just get into a car like on an oval, put your foot to the floor and hold on. And it's like Little League. Everybody's got a chance to win. That's not the way racing works.
No, that is true. Everybody does not get a participation trophy just for sitting in the cockpit of an IndyCar, especially the new hybrid IndyCar. No, you are absolutely 100% correct there. I'm still just blown away with the fact that IndyCar, whether it was out of fear or for other reasons, just decided mid-season, in the middle of a championship battle, mid-season, to introduce this new hybrid. And then all of a sudden, what some of the drivers are complaining about, whether it was Alex Palou, when he said today was just a complete snooze fest, and then Pato O'Ward backed that up with some other similar comments, and then Ed Carpenter coming out saying this hybrid system needs more testing because what it's done mid-season is taken a great product and lessened it and made the product worse mid-season. So not just getting in the middle of a championship battle going on that obviously should not be messed with mid-season, but also making a product bad. And you're in the middle of a dog days of summer for stick and ball sports where you need motorsports to rise. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. So there's lots of reasons. It's not just the fact that, we got a heavier car, got to deal with this battery recharge system and, the tires. And it's not just that. It's just everything else that comes with it. And when it makes your product worse, then that makes everybody stand up and go, this was a bad decision.
No, I don't know that we have enough data to figure that out yet. It's only been 2 weekends, one road course and one oval. So, yes, we do need some more testing. I'm not saying it's going to work or not work, but we do need some more testing. You can't throw everything away just because you lost a race. I continue to say that Will Power figured it out. And he's not a bot. He's a human like all the rest of the guys on the track. He figured it out. So maybe somebody else should figure it out too.
As did Santino Ferrucci. We saw him come from the back. And I mean, he's just been a quiet assassin throughout the entire season. That guy's just a monster to watch on track. But the thing is, Will Power figured it out with a really good fuel saving mode to really make the full benefit of this hybrid system. And he did it well. But if everybody starts doing that, then it's going to be, in just my opinion, seemingly a race of a bunch of sandbaggers going really slow. And then all of a sudden, one guy pops into the pits and everybody cranks up the wick and says, okay, full rich, let's go. But then everybody does that. And then a bunch of crashes happen. I don't know. I just feel like there's still a lot that needs to be
Formula One, by the way.
No.
Say that again, Statman.
You just described Formula One. But whatever it is, whatever causes it, the racing to be interesting, based on the track, the drivers, who's good and who's bad that day. And that's what willpower did. You know, I mean, I keep going back to that because that's the point. If he figured it out, then somebody else has got to figure it out. Ferrucci, he's not on a team that had a chance to work the system early. So, yeah, I mean, you need more data. You can't just throw everything away because you lost.
Freak Nation, the debate continues. At least we have something to debate after crap box races over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Coming up next hour, man, speaking of not a crap box race, your winner from Chicago, Alex Bowman, will be here in the Freak Nation. And Superbike winner from Laguna Seca, Josh Herrin, will join us. You saw that race on MAV TV, right? More Freaks coming up. Speed Freaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Summer is finally here. Cookouts, pool parties, and rising gas prices. Time to start using Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas Fuel Treatment improves mileage, increases power, and lowers emissions. It's a virtual tune-up in a bottle. Just pour it directly into the tank for a dramatic improvement in the performance of your vehicle. Good for gas and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Get it now at your local auto parts store.
The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race. It's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAV TV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAV TV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
So cool to win here again. I won here 7 years ago for my first Cup win, so awesome to be back. The crowd, you guys are amazing.
When the 12 jumped on that stage that we won, that put them in front of us, and certainly was going to be hard to pass. And just not enough laps, really, of green there towards the end.
Some frosty flakes. I had. Is that what you mean? Is that what?
No,
that's an American thing.
Beers.
Oh, frosties. I was like, frosty flakes. Yeah, with a bit of milk and beer. I don't drink alcohol.
When they're that close, it's really hard not to think about them because you got to be a little bit protective the whole time because they're. I just didn't want to battle with them. I wanted to stay in the front. So you try, and if you can get a little gap to where you don't hear them in the corners, then you can kind of run your own race. But up until then, you're just kind of stuck.
Can we start this interview now?
Please hang up and try again.
Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire. It's Speed Freaks. Motorsports Radio redefined with Kenny Sargent.
We love to party.
Crash Gladys.
What are we doing for the bachelorette party?
And Statman.
I am serious.
Here's the Freaks.
Freak Nation, it's not going to be hard to do, but I can promise you that this hour is going to be better than the first hour, and it's not our fault, dang it. Blame Pocono and blame those IndyCar races in Iowa.
Oh.
Like I said, Statman, Crash, Richard C. Suave, yours truly, we passed more gas the first hour than they did at Iowa.
Okay, yeah.
Pocono, my cat got more catnap over the last 24 hours than enjoyment I got out of that Pocono race. And we depend on great racing to have a killer show. If there's not great racing, we need to at least stage Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the side of a hauler just to find drivers to punch. I'm being somewhat facetious, but then again, I'm not. And I know we're beholden to the racing. We've got Indianapolis, the Brickyard, on that big fat oval coming up on Sunday. What do you think we're going to get there? We're going to get Pocono Light, right?
I'm nervous. I cannot lie. I'm nervous for what we're going to get. Yes, it's a different car from the last time NASCAR Cup Series, the last time they raced on the Brickyard Oval. But I'm still not confident. Yes, they've done tire tests. Yes, they've done other tests. I'm still not confident. I thoroughly enjoyed the double up weekend with IndyCar and NASCAR. Yeah. Families coming out, camping all around that facility, people making a party out of it. That's not what this coming up weekend is going to be. And it's the 30th anniversary of the Brickyard, for crying out loud. 1994, the debut. Jeff Gordon takes the win. Hometown boy, so to speak. And it's just, I'm not looking.
But Crasher, you go back to that race over 30 years ago, there's something to be said about full grandstands. That provides some electricity when the action on the track is, it's kind of muted. But you know exactly what it's going to look like on Sunday. There's going to be many more empty stands than there are fans in the stands. And
okay, so you were kind of calling for this. Was this what you wanted to get into in the first hour? Should NASCAR, because all of us on the show have called for NASCAR to shorten the season anyway. You need to leave people wanting your series more. They only have 2 months off. There's nothing to really yearn for in NASCAR. So, and the drivers need more of a break anyway. They need time with their families, heck of a lot more. And other drivers have said that. So in shortening the season, were you alluding to earlier potentially knocking Pocono and Indianapolis off the schedule entirely?
not back-to-back into back-to-back weekends off because of the Olympics.
Okay, well, this year is an anomaly.
It's freaking suicide. I admire what NASCAR's done over the last 5-6 years in reinventing itself. And I was the lone freaking wolf last year screaming from the peaks of Indianapolis saying you're going to regret going back on the freaking oval.
No, you weren't. We were all saying that.
Okay, sorry.
Well, no, I think actually, Statman, and you wanted to go back to the oval, right? Because you were calling the road course a circus or a clown show. I mean, yeah, there was some crap that was happening. I just liked the atmosphere.
Dude, I'd like to talk about clowns.
Well, they got to be it. If they're going to be at Indy, they got to stay at Indy because Indy is important. Just the name Indy, it's like Daytona. Those are the two major tracks, two of the major tracks in the world. Certainly two of the major tracks in the United States. And if you're going to be there, be there. And all the drivers like the idea of kissing the bricks and all of that. In fact, that custom was created by a NASCAR driver.
Dale Jarrett.
So, yeah, I mean, you need to go there and stay there. Pocono, you could do without, but I would imagine that's close to a major market, New York, and they want to have people in that market look and see what's going on the TV show.
They can do that from Watkins Glen.
Yeah, well, but that's not what they want to do.
Look, producers for the Super Bowl, producers for the Daytona 500, the executive, whoever's calling the shots during the production of major sporting event, the Copa America. I mean, Lionel Messi goes out in the second half, and I could promise you against Colombia on Sunday night that the producer was going, Messi, one of the greatest players ever, is out of my freaking game. Where's Ryan Blaney's girlfriend? Let's put her on there.
Find the hotties. Well, they had Shakira.
Yeah. Listen, Jeff Burton, Letarte, what's my guy?
Rick Allen.
Rick Allen. Love that team. Love that team. They do a hell of a job. They, again, tell me things that I don't know. They don't tell me things that I'm seeing happen. They're telling me why it happened and why I should know.
The backstory.
Love that team. They tried to sell me that race on Sunday. I'm sorry. They couldn't because I saw what the hell was not happening. And you thought I was joking last hour when Mr. NASCAR went to Joe Gibbs Racing. Going to deposit about $500,000 in the bank account. We're going to implode the engine, drop some oil on the track, 25 laps to go. Over. Confirmation there, Mr. Gibbs.
Will alert Ty. Copy.
I didn't do squat. Didn't do a damn thing. So there you go. Big Shakira up here. Shakira. What we got, man. That's what we got. And we've got to do our best to make 2 hours entertaining when we talk about NASCAR. What, Crash?
I was just going to say, should we produce? Should we be producers now for what we are anticipating to be not so great for the Brickyard 400 next weekend? And we produce our own Speed Freaks games. I'm not saying drinking games, but I'm saying some sort of a game to liven the mood. When Rick Allen says this, you do this.
Richie, you're the residential alcoholic millennial.
I didn't say drinking game necessarily, though.
Well, yeah, you get one. Yeah.
I have my alcoholic beverages in the fridge to drink after the show, ready to go. So,
well, that's better than you were in Chicago when you went on a mission.
The damn bars were closed, man. Come on.
This is the benefit of being at a West Coast hotel after the show because you still have hours before things close.
Correct.
What do you have in the fridge, Richie?
It's White Claws, dude.
Okay. It's part water, Kenny. It's kind of like a hydration system while you get your alcohol. You get it all together.
Where is Richie right now? He's in Monterey, California. and he's got freaking White Claws. You pull out a 3-iron, you can hit several vineyards, Richard C. At least go to Safeway or Fry's or Kroger or Albertsons and buy a brand that's in the area.
No, that's not how that works, man. I can't drink an entire bottle of wine. Are you kidding me?
What did you get a 36-ounce White Claw?
No, it's just a regular, I don't know what size they are.
Did you just get one?
There's two. Yeah, there's two. I have two. This is how boring the dang races were this weekend. We're talking about White Claws. And it's more interesting and fun than talking about Pocono and Iowa.
Valid.
Well, this is your own, though. This is not something that was in the refrigerator from the hotel, because that'll cost you $99.95.
No, it was not from the. It was not from the mini bar. Luckily, there are some places right around me I was able to partake. So nice and cheap.
Good.
You know, when I'm inclined to bring up my first text to Richie on Sunday morning and have a good laugh about that, because of how boring our motorsports weekend was, if it's just IndyCar and NASCAR we're talking about, not the second day of Superbike racing at Laguna Seca.
First day was a runaway in several classes, but the second day was better. Yes, you are.
Then
correct.
you know we got problems. If I don't want to talk about me texting Richie at 7:30 about he needs to walk across this, and this is no joke, he needs to walk across the street and pick up a pair of pants at Walmart.
Wait, what? Because he didn't expect it to be as cold as it was?
That, and he didn't bring a jacket. He went to Monterey, California. Didn't bring a damn. He wore shorts and that snappy Mav TV. All right, we got a break.
Do you look at the weather app?
Alex Bowman, Chicago winner. Garrett Dan P is more exciting than the entire race at Pocono.
Oh, yeah.
He joins us next. SpeedFreaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Freak Nation, head to your local General Tire dealership now to check out the latest additions to their product lineup. The Grabber family of tires are engineered for durability and feature innovative performance features that offer all-terrain capability, blending exceptional off-road durability and impressive on-road performance, all while sporting aggressive style. For outstanding off-road performance coupled with strong street manners, look no further than General Tire. General Tire delivers for whatever you do, and the official tire of Speed Freaks since 2001.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAP TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAP TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAP TV, Motorsports Network.
The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500, only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now, because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
This segment brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. It is hot out there, Freak Nation. If you're running on bald tires, you need to get out to General Tire, your favorite tire dealer, or go to generaltire.com and check out a line of tires to keep your truck, sports car, passenger minivan happy on these hot roads. Go to generaltire.com. Coming up in just seconds, Alex Bowman, your Chicago NASCAR Cup Series winner. Much more entertaining than the whole damn Pocono race. He'll be joining us here in the Freak Nation. We'll also hear from Josh Herrin, Sunday winner from the Superbike race at Laguna Seca, which, of course, you saw on MAV TV. And we might even get into something from our good friend Connor Daly and Scott McLaughlin coming up here. Of course, Crash Gladys, Pit News and Notes. Ryan Blaney won himself a Pocono, but my goodness, we're talking about Chicago right now in that street course race with our friend Alex Bowman. Right now, Speed Freaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios. Alex Bowman back in the Freak Nation, of course, Chicago street course winner here in the Freak Nation. And I don't know, between Kevin Harvick's interview, Dale Jr.'s interview, there's no more bourbon or butt naked questions to ask you. Bowman, is that a relief that you're coming in the Freak Nation and we don't have any room to talk bourbon or being naked on the floor anymore?
I mean, I feel like there's always room to talk about either of those, but yeah, I mean, I survived. So did the team. I woke up in bed, which was, I won twice in one night for waking up in bed. But yeah, it was a great time to be able to celebrate that. And so happy for Hendrick Motorsports and Ally and everybody on this 48 car. It's great to be back in victory lane.
Watching your victory lane celebration, Alex, it was a sense of relief times 100 for watching your reactions and your deep breaths and you're looking around and taking it all in. I don't think we realize really that it's been 80 races and the issues that you had to go through to get this win. Were you carrying any of that, those last 5 or 6 laps of the issues that you've gone through, or were you strictly focused on that guy in front of you and beating his ass?
Yeah, I mean, certainly carry some of that, right? Like, I would say a lot of it was just like, it goes back to the last race we won in Vegas. We had won, 5 races pretty close to that. So, or four races prior to that, like pretty consistently. And we didn't really celebrate it. And I didn't take it in very much and kind of just thought, oh, the next one will be soon. And then quickly found out that it wasn't going to be for about 2 years. So just trying to maybe make up for that a little bit and appreciate this win a little more than I had in the past. And also just, trying to appreciate everything that we've had to overcome, right? It hasn't been an easy 2 years. A brain injury and breaking my back. Like it was really difficult to get back to this point. So, it makes this win a lot more meaningful. And just made me appreciate it a lot.
Chicago Street Circuit winner Alex Bowman joining Speed Freaks in the Lucas Oil Studios. And let's talk about that celebration then. Should all wins, especially with the parity up in motorsports these days, should all wins be celebrated a little bit more and more and more, especially when I think you had some crew members that this was their first ever Cup win, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone in the Cup Series should be celebrated a ton. Like, it's so hard to win Cup races. You work your entire life to get to this point. And the reality of the situation is, like, I've won 8 of them. That's more than most people, right? But for most people, like, you really got to appreciate the wins that you get. And for me, they all mean a lot. So I'm going to celebrate the hell out of them. That's for sure. It's something I've worked my whole life to get to this point to do. So definitely going to do that.
Alex, are you aware of how interesting last weekend was when it came to winning in motorsports. Lewis Hamilton breaking his winless streak of 3 years. The same with you. Lewis Hamilton, of course, in Formula One, you in NASCAR, Pato O'Ward in IndyCar breaking his winless streak of 2 years. What was in the water, or can you really understand or grasp just how important of a weekend that was for motorsports as a whole?
Yeah, it was super cool. Obviously, Lewis is a legend, so to get to break streaks on the same day is special. And Pato too. I mean, that's super cool. So it was a fun day and a good day for race fans. I feel like definitely some excitement across the board. I watched the F1 race, and I know the Cup race was super exciting. So a lot going on for sure, and glad to be on the good part of it.
Alex Bowman, winner in Chicago, and looking over some social media, getting ready for this, there's a lot of people in social media that are trying to drum up a rivalry or confrontation between you and Darrell Wallace. Is that something that is with the keyboard warriors, or is that something you and Wallace have worked out or are trying to work out?
Yeah, that's all keyboard warriors. I totally missed the corner trying to get my windshield wiper turned on and was fighting with stuff inside the car, and missed the corner and spun him out earlier in the race. And I would have been mad too if I were him. So I totally get that. We talked on Monday, and he probably owes me one, but from my side, we're fine. So, him and I are all good, and we've run into each other a few times, but I think we're past that. And I think keyboard warriors like to make something out of nothing, but that's
really
part of racing.
Alex. That doesn't happen in social media. Come on.
No, nobody does that.
Let me ask you something else then. When I think it was Christopher Bell that was chasing you down at the end of the race, he tagged bumped into a wall. Were you looking in your rear view, or are you just trying to get to the finish? Were you worried about him closing on you?
Yeah, I think it was Reddick, and he was definitely catching us. Obviously, being on dry tires, the racetrack had dried up, and the dry tire was probably 3 seconds faster than that. So, it was going to be close, I think, if he doesn't get to the wall. So, happy that it worked out for me. Surprised that he made that mistake, but for myself, I'm definitely glad that it worked out. And it was stressful for sure.
Alex, Pocono's a great track for you. There are lots of tracks coming up in the NASCAR schedule that are good for you. I know that you want to say that every weekend is important, but with how things have played out for you guys and the 48 team over the last couple of years, do you truly want to just focus on the playoffs now that you are guaranteed? Let's just make sure that the playoffs are as kick-ass as we can make them.
I mean, I think we have to tackle each week the best we can, right? Like, just going to focus on the task at hand. And, I don't think we want to get too far ahead of ourselves and just focus on the last 10. We need to focus on each and every week. So Pocono has been a good place for me in the past. I've won there before, and I'm excited to get there this weekend and try to make it happen again.
So you really mean that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Because I mean, my mentality would be, okay, fine, we're in. Let's go playoffs.
Freak Nation.
Yeah,
don't drive, right?
I think it's just hard to turn it on once you get there, right? You have to be operating at that level every week. If you just try to turn it on when you get there, it can be difficult to kind of get back to that point.
Alex Bowman, Chicago Street Course winner, joining us here in the Freak Nation, buddy. As always, thank you for doing this, man. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
0 bourbon questions. You see, Alex Bowman winning that race at Chicago, it carried on throughout the week. Alex Bowman got himself a 3 spot at Pocono on Sunday, by the way.
It's a good track for him.
Yeah. Moves up into the top 10 right now in the NASCAR standings. But my point about that race that we've been having some fun with for the last hour and a half is things off the track helped carry the discussion about, an interesting race was him waking up buck naked on the bathroom floor some time ago. And a lot of folks, Kevin Harvick included, Dale Jr., asking about, what happened? What kind of bourbon was it? How much bourbon was it? But my goodness,
he's a Weller guy, by the way. We did not talk bourbon in that interview, but allegedly Alex Bowman is a Weller drinker.
Yeah, Weller is a Southeast bourbon. So much so that when I'm in Texas and I see it on the shelf, if I check the bag flying back, I'll make sure that I buy enough Weller to put in that bag. And I carry on a bag to Dallas and I find it. I'll check a bag with a couple of bottles of Weller in there because it's just what we do in the Southeast.
Oh.
Or as people in Texas say, the Southwest. Sorry. His name, Freak Nation, Josh Herrin. Statman goes way back with this dude. Superbike winner from Sunday afternoon. You saw it on MAV TV. It's a great interview. We caught up with him earlier. Josh Herrin, your winner from Laguna Seca, joins us next. Speed Freaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race. It's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
The weekend racing is over, or is it? Not on MAV TV. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network which never leaves the track. Sit back and enjoy grassroots red, white, and blue racing from America's most iconic tracks. Whether it's the precise lines of pavement ovals or the door-banging action of the dirt, MAV TV's Monday night lineup will bring you all the action from this country's legendary four-wheel battlegrounds. Monday night is All-American Racing, only on MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
In the Freak Nation, Day 2 winner, Laguna Seca Superbike winner Josh Herrin here in the Freak Nation. And watching those last couple of laps with those riders so far up your behind, how can you not think about those dudes sniffing the cologne you put on last night? It's bananas how you can control that bike with those guys so tight behind you.
Yeah, for sure. I could feel them, and I was thinking about them nonstop. So it's I was really in protective mode, just guarding my lines that last lap, and trying my best to just like take a protective line, but not too protective to where I lost my drive coming out. So luckily we were able to play it off perfectly and really had a perfect race. So it was a lot of fun and happy to do it here at Laguna.
Is there a point to where you have to tell yourself, stop thinking about the guys behind me? I've got to be more concerned about the second and third turns that are coming up?
When they're that close, it's really hard not to think about them because you got to be a little bit protective the whole time because they're, I just didn't want to battle with them. I wanted to stay in the front. So you try, and if you can get a little gap to where you don't hear them in the corners, then you can kind of run your own race. But up until then, you're just kind of stuck thinking about it.
Josh, with these weekends being double headers, what did you learn from Saturday's race that carried over to propel you to the victory in Sunday? Maybe by watching some of Beaubier's lines and that ability to keep them behind you.
Yeah, not so much anything with Beaubier, but just knowing that I needed to do whatever I could to get by Cam Peterson or whoever was in second really quick to be able to hold on to Cam. And then, my strategy a lot of times is just being aggressive, trying to throw a wrench in there and confuse somebody maybe with their strategy. So you saw me dive bomb on Cam a couple times and end up working. I think it helps sometimes to kind of like just put a speed bump in somebody's strategy and I'm stoked about it.
It's been an incredible season to watch because of more parity this year. Do you ever have points on the mind when you're racing, or is that exclusively pre-race and post-race?
Yeah, I always do. I'm always thinking about it. That's why we're here, right? We're not here to get race wins. We're here to win a championship, and we set a goal halfway through the season that, hey, we need to get 40 points a weekend. And luckily this weekend, I think we walked away with 45, so I'm 5 ahead, and happy about it.
Josh Herrin, I don't know if you remember me. We talked
when I do.
12 years old and lived in Glendale. I've been following your career ever since. And I don't know how your family moved from that beautiful house, looked over the valley, but congratulations on the incredible career you're having.
Yeah, thank you very much. I definitely do remember you. And I wish, part of me wished we would have held on to it because my mom would have been a lot happier out in Southern California. But, we also got blessed with the Herrin compound. And it's, like I said right here on the podium, it's been an amazing journey with the Herrin compound, and Sean Dillon Kelly is now part of that generation that started his career at the Herrin compound, which is my family's mini bike track, when he was 7-8 years old. So it's really cool seeing that happen. And if we would have moved to Georgia, that wouldn't have happened. So it's awesome. And I'm glad to see you all these years later. And to be winning Superbike races still at 34 years old, I'm pumped.
34. Is that how old? My word, you were 12 when we met. Your whole lifetime has gone by. The Herrin compound, that wasn't far from where you lived in Glendale, Southern California. You had a compound on the top of the hill. Try to tell people quickly how beautiful that was to wake up and look out over the San Fernando Valley in the morning.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm still out in Southern California now. My family's in Georgia, but I'm I'm out towards Temecula area now, but still have family down in La Crescenta and Montrose and Glendale. And Joe Roberts is from Glendale, so I go visit him, ride mountain bikes with my buddy Reno and him. And yeah, I miss it every day for sure. It's but I have a lot of family and friends that come up and visit for this race, so it's awesome.
All right, one final question. This 40 points a weekend, are you keeping up with that? What's your average, and is that going to get you the championship you're looking for?
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good the last couple rounds. It's just when it rains, man, I haven't figured it out. But I got John Kaczynski helping me out a lot now. He's a 2-time world champion and 3-time AMA champion, and he's a big Ducati guy. So we're hoping that he can sprinkle some magic for us in the rain races if we have any more this year, and we can keep up that 40 points.
I'll sprinkle some magic dust over the whole thing and make it all work.
You've got a month off, Josh Herrin, which, by the way, you can catch MAV TV's coverage of Moto America. You got a month off, dude. What do you do for a month off, man? You get an itch about 2 weeks into it?
No, I mean, I got a 2.5-year-old son, so I'm, full time with him. I mean, my wife is the one that's doing all the work, but I try to spend as much time as I can with him. And man, we love going and doing stuff with him. So we're Disneyland people, and we're at Disneyland all the time. We're at the zoos all the time, and just hanging out with friends, family, and just trying to soak up every moment that I can where I'm lucky enough to spend time with them like that and not have to be at a normal job. And yeah, that's really all that life's about now.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. Are you one of those guys that chases Mickey and Minnie around, or actually Mickey and Minnie are in a secluded area? You chase Goofy around to get a picture with your son?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember my grandma, my dad's dad, she used to take me to Disneyland all the time, and I had the book. You'd get the autographs in and take photos with everybody. So I try to carry that tradition on in honor of her. And yeah, I'm constantly, the one standing in the line for 30 minutes to get a photo with him. And yeah, I am.
Do you ever ride on the street, Josh Herrin, or is that too crazy?
Oh, I'm a big street rider. I think I'm actually probably the only active superbike racer, probably almost any racer really in the world, other than a couple guys that do it for events here and there. But I put on group rides and ride with do a lot of rides with Ducati shops and stuff like that. So I'm big on riding on the street. And one day I was a lot of times signing autographs at the race when I was younger, and hearing teammates say that when people would ask what bike do you ride on the street, it was always, oh, it's too dangerous, we don't do that. And I realized, man, what are we doing? We're telling all these guys that are huge fans of us, guys and girls that ride on the street, that it's too dangerous to ride on the street, so don't buy motorcycles. And I don't believe that. I just think that when you ride on the street, you got to pay attention and act like nobody sees you because you're a lot smaller. So yeah, I'm a big advocate for riding on the street and try to get as many people out riding as I can, and host group rides once or twice a month, and yeah, have a lot of fun with it. Say that
Do you
again?
ever ride up Highway 2 to have breakfast on Saturday morning in Southern California?
No, not breakfast, but I do the Angeles Crest ride. Last year I was actually living up in La Crescenta again, so I did a couple Angeles Crest group rides and did everything down there. So no breakfast rides, but we did some coffee rides. I'm a Ducati rider. We're all about those coffee rides now.
Your job is to sell, just like freaking Jet Lawrence's job is to sell freaking Hondas. Your job is to sell Ducatis, man. Right?
Yeah, and people like riding Ducatis on the street, so we got to get out there and ride them. It's been cool because we got a new, I think, like a new demographic of Ducati riders now. They didn't understand, or people didn't think, oh, Ducatis weren't for having fun. They're just for people with money, and nobody wheelies Ducatis. And we kind of changed that. We got younger people riding Ducatis now, having fun and coming up to me at the races and telling me that. So I think it's really cool.
Nice.
Attaboy.
That's the way it's done.
You saw him win it on MAV TV Sunday afternoon from Laguna Seca, man. And it's awesome. I know you guys are stoked to have Superbike coverage live on MAV TV, buddy.
Yeah, we are for sure. So thank you guys. I've love watching MAV TV, watching a bunch of dirt track stuff too. For me, that's fun. So thank you for having me.
Attaboy. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Statman, where did you first hear about Josh Herrin when he was 12 years old?
I don't know, but I went up there to talk to him, and I was following the GPS, and then I pulled into his driveway, and honestly, it was the most beautiful view I have ever seen. It was like the entire San Fernando Valley started at the beginning of his driveway, and it just unfolded in front of you at the top of a hill. it was staggering. I'm trying to talk to him outside on the drive, and I had to turn my back to the view because I couldn't concentrate looking at the view.
Richie, this was your very first Superbike race at Laguna Seca.
It was.
Give us a little synopsis. We got about a minute.
Well, yeah, it was a pretty great 4-way battle for the lead, pretty much the entirety of the 20-lap race 2 on Sunday. And Cameron Beaubier had the pole. He was the winner of race 1 on Saturday, and he led the first few laps. And then Josh got out ahead of him, and he was able to hold him off, kind of like you described there, and some good passes going on. And some.
What did you think, Richie? I don't need a freaking play-by-play, bro. What did you think, man?
We want to know what you think of the track.
Yeah,
and the city.
I said in the first hour, I thought it was really cool. I'd love to see an IndyCar race there. I think that would be really awesome. I've only been to one IndyCar race, and that's at Phoenix Raceway. So I got to make it 2, and then make it 3 next year. Indianapolis 500, and then Laguna Seca. Got to do that.
All right.
It's hard card time for
You
Richie.
should have seen the IndyCar race where it was Alex Zanardi leaped over Brian Herda at the corkscrew.
Herda and Zanardi. Woo,
All right.
baby.
Freak Nation, coming up next. We might even hear from our good friend Connor Daly and Scott McLaughlin. And Crash Gladys Pit News and Notes. Coming up, Speed Freaks Pits and Lucas Oil Studios right here. The Freak Radio Network and on MAV TV.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers. Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAV TV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAV TV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. 2 action-packed days of racing on the most exciting track in racing. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism in Discovertown State, Illinois.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
You're listening to Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio Redefined.
Crash Gladys Spit News and Notes is brought to you by our good friends and our television partner, MAV TV. Unparalleled motorsports lineup for you at MAV TV. Live motorsports, they got it, including the always entertaining Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Trans Am, the longest running road racing series in North America, runs its season live on MAV TV. And one of the most popular motorsports series on the planet, Monster Jam, makes its home on MAV TV. Go to mavtv.com for the most up-to-date information on racing coverage and motorsports highlights, only on MAV TV, home of the Freak Nation. Crasher, how about some pit news and notes?
MAV TV.
Hit it.
MAV TV, also the home of us, Speed Freaks. And we've been talking a lot in this show about how boring the weekend was. Boring IndyCar, boring NASCAR. But here's another thing about this weekend. It was a weekend of firsts for so many. Listen to this list. Cole Custer, Levi Kitchens, Scott McLaughlin, Will Power, Antonio Garcia, Alexander Sims, Nick Bull, Tim Dillman. So basically, yeah, everybody had a first of some sort this weekend except for Chase Sexton and, well, Ryan Blaney. Oh, and some guy named Robert Wickens. We'll get to that in a bit, too. Let's start with Pro Motocross. Levi Kitchen notched his first ever 1-1 moto sweep in the 250s to take his first ever dub in the outdoor season. The 450s were also won in a 1-1 moto sweep, but in that series, it was Chase Sexton, further showing how he controls the class now that the season has ventured into its second half. Moto America ran their doubleheader at Laguna Seca this weekend. Cameron Beaubier and Josh Herrin splitting the Superbike wins. You just heard from Josh Herrin. Hit both Moto America and Racer X for the lowdown in all the two-wheel classes. NASCAR racing the Tricky Triangle in Pocono, PA. Cole Custer pulled away on the final restart in the Xfinity race on Saturday to secure his first win on the 2024 season. Then in Cup, Ryan Blaney grabbing his second win in just the last 3 weeks. Blaney's teammates on the IndyCar side of things ensured a Penske sweep of the weekend, at least in the USA, as Scott McLaughlin took his first ever oval win in race one of the Iowa doubleheader, and Will Power winning the second race of the weekend, his first oval win in 5 years. Neither races were much to write home about, but Will Power outsmarted his competition to win from the 22nd starting position. There's some passing. That was masterful. IndyCar takes their hybrid machines north of the border to Toronto next weekend before the Olympic break. Now, racing in Canada this weekend was IMSA, the sports cars, where the number 3 Corvette found victory lane again, but finally in GT this year, driven by Antonio Garcia and Alexander Sims. So a first for Corvette this year. The overall win was another first on the season, but a first ever in the IMSA series, not just for the team, Inter-Europol, but also for each of their drivers, Nick Bull and Tom Dillman, in the final 9-minute sprint to the finish that was the WeatherTech Sports Car Series. Now, catch all winners on the weekend via racer.com, including that guy I just mentioned, Robert Wickens, who did not have a first this weekend. He does just keep winning in the Touring Car Series on his Canadian home track.
Crash Gladys News and Notes brought to you by our good friends, our television partner, MAV TV. Go to mavtv.com for more information on their live programming. You saw Sunday, where you had race 2 at Laguna Seca. Race 1, of course, was on Saturday. Richie was there covering it for Speed Freaks social media love and some MAV TV love out there. The live programming on MAV TV is absolutely fantastic. So for Saturday's race in Iowa, Scott McLaughlin got the big race win. Penske just continues to kick some ass. It is bananas. Kicks ass in the Cup Series with Pocono and Ryan Blaney. Will Power gets the win on Sunday, Roger Penske. And Scott McLaughlin gets the win on Saturday for Roger Penske.
I've only helped with one, and Joseph's done a lot. But thankfully, we have always good cars here, and I was able to bring it home. Ultimately, you beg to have cars like this. You want to have cars like this, and when you do, you got to take your chance, and we did today. This is a very proud moment. It's up there with the first race winner of them all. I think anytime you get a chance to race on an oval, it's not often, but this is the backbone of the sport, and ultimately, I was really proud to do it for the team, and bring home a really good car and some great pit stops, and that's what really set up my victory. I believed it could be me. I had all the ingredients to do it. We knew what we were sort of coming with. We tested here about 2 weeks ago, and ultimately, it was a lot different to what we were used to, but we set up as much as we could, and I thought we had a really good car from the start. That's great momentum. We knew it would be strong around this time, so we just got to keep rolling. But I feel like we're in a really good position to attack and put ourselves in the game again.
Bottom line, he said, and I don't know if that was clipped off right there at the beginning, he said he did not consider himself an IndyCar driver until he won on an oval, which now he has done. So there you go. Hey, Scott, you're an IndyCar driver now. Cool.
I don't know what the latest is on Jack Harvey, IndyCar Series driver that did not take the ride on Sunday. Super sub Connor Daly took his ride. Crasher, again, back, neck issues, so much so that he said, I just could not sit in that cockpit for another race. I have to get the hell out of here.
I'm actually shocked that IndyCar allowed him, regardless if they had a sub driver or not. I was a little shocked. That seems not the MO of IndyCar safety. Well, their medical staff, at least. I was just shocked that he raced in such pain on Saturday. So I was glad, very happy to see that Connor Daly would be substituting for him on Sunday.
A lot of my friends love coming to this race for the concerts, and so I was actually going to fly over with them later in the afternoon on the Saturday, maybe a little bit closer to the race, but I ended up needing to come a little bit earlier just in case. So made some plans. I appreciate Roger Penske for letting me jump on his plane. That was very kind of him to do that, but I had to make some plans to get here just slightly earlier. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it seems like we got some like a dark cloud over us this weekend. Tough for the 18 crew and everyone, but yeah, I mean, Jack's one of my best friends here in this paddock, and I've known Jack. I mean, we were teammates in 2013, like years ago. So I've known him a long time, but he just hate to see anyone struggling. But obviously, these cars are so fast, and this track is physically just insanely hard that if you're not in the right spot, you have to make the right call. And so, he was. It's a brave move to make the move to get out of the car. Which he did, and then obviously, for me to jump in, it's always a steep battle. I mean, I'm used to these things, but you want to just try to compete as much as you can, and we definitely left it all out there, and sadly, we just had a failure, and that's what happens.
He did what he could, and again, my thoughts go back to why was Jack even there this weekend if his body was in such pain?
Great question.
Mm-hmm.
And Connor Daly had to set aside some separate time, I believe Sunday morning, for him to get out there on the track, correct?
That's according to the IndyCar rulebook, of which my first impression was that's because this is the hybrid and things are different. But no, apparently that's just part of the rulebook, hybrid or not. So why would Connor Daly, who just raced at the Indy 500 a month and a half ago, why would he need a refresher course on an oval? There are a few things that I'm questioning. So I don't want to speculate farther than that because I don't want to go down a rabbit hole of which I'm completely in the wrong. Trust me, I can be in the wrong and I get it. But it just doesn't, when things don't make common sense, why are they happening?
Well, I don't know the rule either, but I would think that they would want him to have some time in the car with the hybrid because on the ovals, you don't brake like you do on the road course. So you have to hold a button in to get the batteries recycled for the hybrid power. It's pretty convoluted to make it work on an oval.
That makes sense. So I'm hoping this was a hybrid thing. That's what I'm hoping.
Richie, what time is your flight back to great state of Arizona, my friend?
6 a.m. Pacific time ish.
Oh, and who booked that, Kenny?
Problems, anxieties, call Richie. You got to hang at freaking Monterey where it was a high of 73 today.
It was absolutely beautiful today. Didn't you have to put sunscreen on when I was out walking around the track, going up on my little hikey hike with the wrong shoes up the cork to go visit the corkscrew today?
Hikey hike.
With the wrong shoes.
What kind of shoes were you wearing?
I'm wearing my New Balance, my like 3-year-old New Balance run shoes.
What's wrong with
great
that?
They're not great for hiking. They're not. They're not.
I mean, when you went over to Walmart to get those pants, you didn't get you some freaking hiking boots there?
Bought some boots as well.
Wasn't
Cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Wasn't a White Claw issue, was it?
No, absolutely not.
Freak Nation, we're going to do it again next Sunday night. Fingers crossed that we got something to talk about when it comes to the NASCAR race there at Indianapolis. And with Pocono being about a 2, let's hope Indianapolis is about a 5 out of 10.
IndyCar's in Toronto. I think drag racing is back. So we do have a few things.
Shoot the juice to the moose instead, man.
Got it loose.
Yeah.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Summer is finally here. Cookouts, pool parties, and rising gas prices. Time to start using Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas Fuel Treatment improves mileage, increases power, and lowers emissions. It's a virtual tune-up in a bottle. Just pour it directly into the tank for a dramatic improvement in the performance of your vehicle. Good for gas and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Get it now at your local auto parts store.
The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour. Doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAV TV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAV TV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251.